Erik Rodenheiser is going home to the small New England town of Salem, Massachusetts. Once home, Erik will reunite with his family, tour his childhood home,
we used to touch the ceiling all the time,
and join his family and friends to celebrate his favorite holiday of the year, Halloween. It's all coming up on Going Home. Erik Rodenheiser lives in Santa Monica, California, a popular seaside community of Los Angeles.
What I like about living right where I live is it's right next to the beach. I mean, I can walk down there, I can rollerblade. I go 3 times a week either walking or rollerblading.
Erik moved to California 4 years ago to pursue his acting career.
I came to Los Angeles to pursue motion picture and television acting. It's fun to walk down the street and seeing stars and go, hey, you know, he's just a regular guy. He's not like, whoa. So I'd like to be one of the guys that walks down the street and people go, hey, that's Erik Rodenheiser. So that's why I came here.
Life in Santa Monica is a world apart from Erik's hometown of Salem, Massachusetts.
It's a beautiful town. I mean, it's just like packed with history. There's all the historic buildings around the Salem Common from the 1700s. It's a walking town. You just go downtown Salem, you walk everywhere. And the seasons are great there. You know, the rain and wind, the smell of autumn in Salem is just, it's great. It just smells like leaves, a little musty smell, but sort of farm, pumpkin-y. It's a great smell. You have to bottle it and smell it, basically.
Erik knows his hometown far better than most natives. As a young actor, he used to lead trolley tours around the historic sites of Salem.
I became a tour guide for Salem on the Salem Trolley, and I'd learn all about the history. I'd start making up my own stuff, just the extra history that I had. I'm like, oh, and this happened over here. And it was fun to learn more about my hometown because I have like 70-something cousins that live in that general area. So the more I knew about my hometown, the more excited I was to be in it.
Salem is famous for its witchcraft trials that took place there over 300 years ago.
19 people were executed for witchcraft in my hometown, in Salem, in 1692. And then Salem, over the years, became known as the Witch City. And then, of course, witches and Halloween. So somebody said, hey, you know, let's go to Salem for Halloween. It's all about witches. And so Salem became known as the place to go for Halloween. All right. What do I take?
Now, Erik is returning to Salem for a special family gathering on his favorite holiday, Halloween.
I love to act. Halloween's a chance to act, to portray these characters. I love the chance to be goofy. The Halloween, you just be goofy. And then there's the costumes. I love costumes. I mean, I can't tell you how much money I've spent on costumes. I'm probably going to take this one with me to Salem, but I'll probably take, like I've got the werewolf costume, which is warmer. Then there's the Beetlejuice costume. I've got a skeleton costume, so I'll probably take all of them and then decide when I'm there which one I want. There's so many.
In addition to his own costume, Erik will help dress up his cousins, Michael and Michelle, for a night of trick-or-treating, just as his mother used to dress him up for Halloween when he was a boy.
I remember standing on a chair, and my mom was fixing this outfit that I would wear year after year. And my mom was like fixing one of the pom-poms or something, and I was just like in ecstasy, just sitting there, standing there on the chair going, you know, I just remember that moment.
While he's in Salem, Erik will take time to visit the home he grew up in and reunite with his mother, Polly Jean, and his 2 brothers, Chris and Kurt.
Kurt loves Halloween. Well, nobody loves it as much as I do, but he's close. And it'll be just so fun to celebrate that holiday with him and my mom and Chris. I'm looking forward to seeing my mom happy about seeing me back home. Because when her family comes home, she's a different person. She lights up.
The Rodenheiser family will celebrate Halloween just like old times.
My mom makes this great cake for Halloween. She makes it orange and she makes her own icing. And it's just the best cake in the world. And the icing never gets hard. It's just always soft and delectable.
Early the next morning, Erik begins the trip back to New England.
My mom has always said that family is the most important thing. I mean, you can lose your house, you can lose your friends, but you never lose your family. Your family's always there for you.
It's dark by the time Erik lands in Boston, where his two brothers, Kurt and Chris, eagerly wait for him. Kurt has donned a pair of angel wings in honor of Erik's return for Halloween.
Yeah, wait in line. It's so seldom that our family gets together because I'm in California and my brother lives 3 hours away. My other brother's moving to Hawaii, that this is just a chance to get together.
Let's go play, brothers.
Play, play, play.
After an hour's drive, the trio arrive in Salem, where Erik's mother is waiting.
Ding dong. Ding dong. Woo!
Hello, Mother.
Hello. Coming up, Erik takes a tour of his childhood home.
A thumbtack.
It's a little thumbtack.
Used to hang things.
And gets ready for Halloween by carving pumpkins with his family. Erik Rodenheiser has returned to his hometown of Salem, Massachusetts to reunite with family and to celebrate Halloween, the town's biggest holiday of the year. While Erik's brother Chris is only in town for tonight, the next morning, Erik, his brother Kurt, and their mother Polly Jean take a drive to visit their old family home. Erik hasn't been to the house in years and is eager to walk through the front door with his family. Inside, the new residents have left cookies and cider to welcome the Rodenheisers.
Wow. It's like we're all sneaking up. What is this? That's so sweet.
Hello and welcome home. As you can see, we've made some changes. I can't do this.
Give me this. The photo album in the kitchen has some pictures from before when your mom was here and after. Feel free to take a look.
Oh, this is how it used to look.
Different.
A thumbtack.
It's a little thumbtack.
Used to hang things. My Christmas garlands. It's a thumbtack
Put it
from the
back.
old house.
I was a little sad. It's a bittersweet feeling that washes over me when I see the memories coming back. And I'm happy with some stuff. I'm like, yeah, we really had a good time. And then I'm sad with some stuff. I'm like, this was really hard.
Originally, this was one big room.
One big giant room.
And that was one door, and there was another door here. And this door didn't exist, and this is where we all slept.
Weird.
And we had bunk beds right here.
That was a trundle bed.
Actually, how could we possibly...
It wasn't that high because
I know.
it was you were little. It
Can you
was
imagine
a
how
trundle.
sitting up? We were like, "Dude." We used to touch the ceiling all the time.
We had the Osmonds over here and the Jackson 5 over
my
there.
God,
And we
the
decided that we didn't like the Osmonds anymore, just the Jackson
Right.
5.
I was a little kid growing up here, and most of my youth memories are here. I mean, all of my youth memories are here up until high school. It's not our home anymore. It's like taking a tour of history that we're no longer part of. And so I want to create my own home now. I don't want to go back and rebuild. I want to create my own home.
Look at this, though. See, they have little Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. I'm happy
This
that
is a happy house.
they
The house
didn't
is so glad
just
to
move
come
in and
through
do
the
nothing. I'm happy that they really care about the house.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good
The
to
house
see
has
that they're
got
bringing it
some
back
big
to life,
owners.
you know?
Later that day, Erik joins with his mother, brothers, and young cousins in an old family Halloween tradition, pumpkin carving.
Yeah, it's very tough.
All right, ready?
Okay, pull the cork off.
Good job, Michelle.
It's fun to see my cousins carving the pumpkins because you can't help but get involved in it. If you think you don't want to do it and then you start carving, it's just great. And then to see them all working with the tools and doing their own things and, you know, coming up with whatever designs they come up with, it's just great to watch. I mean, it's just as fun to watch somebody having that experience as it is to do it.
Ours is frightening. Frightening in a medieval sense.
Let's see.
Seeing a carved pumpkin to me means that my holiday is definitely here, and knowing that and then seeing the visual of just all the different oranges inside the pumpkin it's like Halloween's here, and it's exciting.
Meanwhile, Erik's mother, with the help of her sister Yvette, is preparing her famous Halloween cake. And then it's time to sit down for dinner as a family.
So happy Halloween, everybody, and thank you so much.
Happy Halloween. List of family and friends. Eye contact.
But the highlight of the meal is yet to come.
Welcome home, honey.
Thank you.
Okay, now I suppose you want
I have
something
to
to
clean
cut
this
this.
side off.
Cutting into this special cake, surrounded by his family, instantly transports Erik back to his childhood and the Halloweens of his past.
It's not a question of, well, is this going to taste good? It's a question of how good is this going to taste?
The cake lives up to all expectations, and they can't get enough of their favorite dessert, especially Erik.
Welcome.
As the evening draws to a close, Erik is filled with anticipation for a very spooky Halloween. Coming up, Erik and his family get into costumes to carry out that old Halloween tradition. Erik Rodenheiser has returned home to Salem, Massachusetts to see his family and to celebrate Halloween. On Halloween Day, Erik is making a special guest appearance at his old job as a trolley tour guide through historic Salem.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome to Salem.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Erik. I'll be your tour guide. And over here we have Frank. Frank and I will be giving you a tour of historic Salem today. Any questions?
As the tour gets underway, Erik offers his own version of Salem's history.
Salem was founded in 1692 when everybody talked like this. Hello, welcome to Salem. By a man named Roger Conant. What did I say? Salem was founded in 1626. Then they jumped ahead to 1692, did the witchcraft trials, and then came back to 1626.
To liven up the Salem history, Erik likes to improvise, just like he did when he was younger.
Strangely, I can't see anything when I do this. I don't know why.
It's great to come back to do the trolley tour again, because as an actor, it's like saying, would you like to reprise your role that you were so wonderful at? You know, do you think you want to do that again? And you're like, yeah, sure.
This is the trolley depot, so thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you.
At the end of the tour, Erik's family joins him for one of his favorite walks through downtown Salem.
It stopped raining, which is good, but just now everything's like glistening and overcast and just October-y. You have to like blow on your hands to get them warm. That's great.
Soon, friends begin to notice that Erik is back in town.
Oh, my darling, how have you been? We've missed you. Salem has missed you.
If there's anything I could think of that I would want to do, it would be to come back home and be where I am right now, doing what I'm doing.
In the cold weather, Erik has worked up an appetite, and stops for a lunch right out of his past.
Could I get, let me see. Italian sausage, peppers and onions. You got sausage? Ooh. Onion and peppers. Awesome. Mustard and ketchup on it? No. No, untainted, untouched. Yeah. It's just so good. It's gone in minutes. You're like, gone.
Later that afternoon, with Halloween night fast approaching, Erik and his family have little time left to choose their costumes.
What do we want to get? What do you want to... how about a scarecrow?
This year, Erik will help his cousins Michelle and Michael pick out their outfits.
Let's see what you got.
Yeah, I'm liking it. You like it? Yeah. All right, this is it then.
Okay.
We are finished.
Back home, Erik and Michael get down to the serious business of putting their costumes together.
I've got this sash. That goes with it. That'll go around here. Yeah. Michael is going to be very open to suggestions because he's at that age where he doesn't want to look silly going out trick-or-treating. So if I can help him to look cool, recapture that youth that he might be losing already, that would be great for me.
And then there's Michelle's outfit to attend to.
Yeah, that's great. You look so cute.
Not to mention Erik's own costume.
I'd like to say that I'm a perfectionist with certain things. And as far as Halloween goes, yes. It's got to be the way I want it. I don't want to settle for less. And when you do something because you love to do it, and you're with people who also love to do it, that makes it worth any trouble that you might have gone through to get to that point.
Hi, guys. Hey, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't know it's you. Come on in. Come on in.
Rick, Erik's friend from childhood, arrives with his children to join the trick-or-treaters. And they're finally ready to go. Erik leads the family, young and old, on his favorite pursuit, the ritual quest for candy.
Candy has its good points, and candy has its bad points, and especially on Halloween. You know the houses that you will go to get candy, and you know the houses that you will avoid.
For further treats to anything. Oh. You got Sour Patch Kids? I didn't get any Sour Patch Kids. Do you still have good candy? I'm older now, but I still want the good candy. Trick or treat! Trick or treat! Oh, wait a minute, it's a witch. How do we know we're not going to get tricked? It's a cauldron of candy.
When their bags are full, Erik and his family head to Salem's Forest River Park, where hundreds of carved pumpkins are on display.
Never in my life have I been so cold and so happy at the same time. I find it hard to wipe the smile off my face. I mean, here it is. You don't know what Halloween is? This is it. It's just, it's a happy Halloween for me. And I'm great to be back home in Salem.
Coming up, Erik enjoys a brisk autumn walk with his mother before heading back to California. For questions or comments, please write to Going Home, care of HGTV, Box 50970, Knoxville, Tennessee, 37950. Be sure to include the episode number and your daytime phone number. Erik Rodenheiser has returned home to Salem, Massachusetts to celebrate his most favorite holiday of the year, Halloween. Now it's time for Erik and his mother to take a farewell walk in what was once his childhood playground, Forest River Park.
Everybody in the neighborhood used to come in here.
Yeah. Well, we did that as a family. We all came here.
What's great about today is that the weather has let up. It's a November climate, and that's great because now we can walk It's just crisp. I know my mom's really enjoying my company, and this is our time to just walk around Forest River and be by ourselves. I like holding hands with my mom. When we're holding hands, it's a great feeling.
The walk through the park also signals the end of Erik's visit home.
The most thrilling thing for me coming back home for Halloween was going out trick-or-treating. I found myself caught up in that child's passion of going door to door and saying trick-or-treat as a 33-year-old man.
Erik's night of trick-or-treating had a single disappointment, not getting enough treats.
Looking through my candy, I was happy with the quality of the candy, but I was not happy with the quantity of the candy. When you can't hold the bag up, when it's hurting your arm, that's enough candy.
And it wouldn't be Halloween without carving pumpkins with his family.
Carving the pumpkins is a great Halloween pleasure. We're all there, we're all just right into it, so that's what we do. And it's not that great, but it's still original. It's an original pumpkin.
Returning to his childhood home made a strong impression on Erik.
Seeing my house where we were brought up, I think that will be the most motivating memory for me, because now I want to capture that for myself and create a home for myself, for my wife, and my family.
It's been an unforgettable weekend for Erik, but now it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good to have you home.
Hello.
Now I'm leaving. I'm flying back to California with these new memories, this new excitement about my family and about Halloween. I'm taking that new memory that I can sit back on my couch in California and think about. But the city of Salem, the people there, the environment, that is where I come from. And I think no matter where I go and what memories I create or experiences I have, Salem, Massachusetts will be my home. That's the place that I'll call home.